breaking news, guys. We definitely have to cover this because shit is happening in the stock market and shit is happening pertaining to gamers and GameStop and Reddit and even 4chan.
And Discord.
And even Discord and apps and okay, guys, this is crazy. So I'm actually very happy that we covered this on the show already. Watch our news show regularly. As you know, a bunch of hedge funds tried to short the stocks for GameStop, right? And Reddit users have rallied together essentially to stick it to corporate commander who is getting royally fucked right now. Billions of dollars. Now, what is the break? That's great news, right? We should just cover that alone, right? Fuck Wall Street. Fuck all those people. Oh, poor baby. You can't buy your second yacht. You know, I love it. I fucking love it because that's where they rail on about free markets all the time. But now here is the breaking news. All of these apps, so if you try to get on this wild roller coaster ride and buy you some GME, that's the GameStop stock right now, through a lot of these apps that allow you to, you know, you're not a hedge fund manager, you're not into this kind of stuff. It allows everyday people, in fact, their mission is to democratize, you know, buying into the free market or some bullshit like that. Well, it's a fucking lie because right now they put a stop, a hold on any buying or, no, of any, yes, of any buying of the GME stock on the Robinhood
Not
app.
just GameStop stock, though. AMC stock, BlackBerry stock, and a handful of other stocks that the Wall Street Bets had targeted.
Okay, so the reason, and so what's happening right now is that Wall Street and hedge fund managers and corporate commander are losing billions.
Lots of groups are losing billions.
Literal billions. The damage has already been done. Some hedge funds management companies like Melvin Capital have already fucking lost money and have already shut down. And the little guy is winning. So people that purchased GameStop stock, say in 2020, the early 2020, say February, when GameStop stock was so cheap at $4. What is it trading at now?
$230.
It was $230,
and that's on the low right now.
That's on the low end. It was up to like $400 something dollars previously. So all those people were then able to pay off their medical bills, help their mothers buy their houses, you know, get rid of their credit card debt. Basically, the average fucking Joe is getting a little bit of money. And now what happens, Alex?
So a lot has happened. So Robinhood has now blocked. E-Trade has now blocked the trading, the purchasing of stocks. They're still letting you sell.
What the fuck?
Discord has now banned Wall Street Bets, their Discord group, and they're like, no, it's not because of the stock trading. It's because you're a hate group, because of hateful and discriminatory.
They're finding any and all reasons
this is
to
read that one. That's Robinhood's statement.
Do you have Robinhood, Joe?
Yeah, I do have Robinhood.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we continuously monitor the markets and make changes where necessary. In light of recent volatility, regular people making money at the expense of billionaires, we are restricting transactions for certain securities positions, closing only ALL, a bunch of them, AMC, GM, blah, blah, blah. So
GameStop.
To explain, if you are completely in the dark about what is happening, Wall Street was betting against GameStop. They're saying GameStop is a company that is collapsing, which is true. It is not making as much money. They're closing stores like crazy. They're bleeding cash. All of these things are true. But those things don't necessarily determine what the stock price is, right? They have a lot to do with each other. So what Wall Street said is, we are going to short this stock. Now, when you want to short a stock, what you do is, let's say OJ has 1 million GameStop stock certificates, and they're all $100. I'll go, OJ, give me 1 million of them. I'll give you back 1 million of them, you know, in a week. And they go, okay, cool. I immediately sell those stock, sell that amount for its full price. Now, if that stock goes down, which is what shorting is, I get to buy 1 million new shares at a lower price, give back the stock that I borrowed, and keep the difference. And so as long as that stock goes down in price, I make the difference, and that's how shorting works. Now, when the internet hears that you're betting against GameStop, and we all love GameStop, and if just financially minded people,
it's a meme.
Well, yeah, and when financially minded people go, wait a minute, These hedge fund people have leveraged billions of dollars against GameStop, and we as a collective could maybe do something about
Short
it.
of by 140%, meaning there's not even enough shares to cover that.
Yeah.
So they did it. What I'm saying is they did it to themselves. They were expecting nobody to fucking notice, and then they were going to make tons of fucking money and stick somebody else with the bill while they have the profit, right? And then fucking people on not only 4chan but on Reddit got together, noticed this, and actually did some TikTok too, and actually did some financial assessments and evaluations and said, 140%, are y'all fucking crazy? That's stupid. So I'm going to fucking buy it now. And then if we get all of us together and we raise that price, they have to buy that. They're legally bound to buy it at that higher price. So they're going to lose billions.
And so what ended up happening, the reason that it's a self-feeding cycle, because there's the short squeezes. Let's say that I borrowed all that stock from OJ, and the stock doesn't go down, and it starts to creep up. And I go, oh, shit, the stock is going up. When do I have to buy back? And when I buy back, people see that it feeds into it. And the other people that are forcing to buy back at a higher prices keep forcing the stock higher. So it's a cycle that continues to feed. The more that the establishment have rallied against them, the more that, you know, the internet is like, you can't tell me what to do. We're the goddamn internet. Jeet Pie is gone, motherfucker. Like we are unleashed.
We're pissed. Now we're getting our revenge. So let me just share some pictures with you, Joe, and I'll share this here. Like, so this guy right here, Charles, is the same financial media that allowed shorts free reign to bash stocks to hell for years now. They've been doing this for years. They've been making money this way for years.
Yeah.
Betting that it'll drop and then making money off the side, right? And now that it's going up, they're like, no, what the fuck? Stop it. Stop everything. But that's not how free markets work. You don't, that's called market manipulation. You cannot do it anyways. So they're calling folks with $1,000 in a Robinhood account cartels. Yeah. What? We're fucking cartels now. We're engaging in the free market, and we're just doing something that you don't fucking like.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now we're a cartel, and they're trying to elicit sympathy all across the fucking mainstream media, financial mainstream media. They're trying to elicit sympathy for folks who made billions of dollars crushing stocks in that way and paying, by the way, paying the lowest tax rates, you know, and that shit is not going to work. Nobody is going to fucking feel sorry for your hedge fund manager driving around 3 fucking yachts and that this one time he fucking loses.
But the issue is he's not necessarily just losing his money; he's losing a bunch of other people's money too. Now,
he's
on the hook for all that, and so this is something that I appreciate. This is something that we knew that this was going to happen. We talked about this on Monday. This is an established system, and they call it a free market. It has never, ever been free. It has been completely controlled by the people who have the most amount of money to swing things around because they have so much.
That's what they're trying to do.
They've been able to manipulate the market. Now, this is the first time that I can think of where outsiders were able to do what they've been doing. This is the first time they've ever gotten the taste of their own medicine. Yep. Now, they've got access to...
Because of all those apps.
They have access to the apps.
And
they have access to...
E-Trade and Ameritrade, which we have as well.
Well, there's a difference.
You have Ameritrade or you have E-Trade?
I have Merrill Lynch.
Merrill Lynch.
There's a difference between retail traders who have to do during market trading and those people...
It's going up again, 248.
Oh, it's going up?
It just got gained 3 points. Okay, what? I'm sorry.
So there's a difference in the time that you can trade as an individual and they can trade because there's like aftermarket trading that you don't have access to. So they can further manipulate outside of what you were capable of doing. This is the first time that the internet has said, we want to do what you're going to do, and you can't stop us because there's more than there are more of us than you.
So it's breaking news in multiple areas because, like, basically a bunch of idiots meme a stock, right? and that was getting railroaded by these hedge funds and by these billionaires. Now Wall Street is fucking crying. And that's what's so goddamn funny. It's corporate commanders. You can't do it, but you've been fucking doing that for years, and now they're trying to change the rules.
It's like
so
you
here's
invented
another
the system. We used it. What's the problem?
What's the problem? So right now, the NASDAQ CEO suggests halt to trading to allow big investors to, quote unquote, recalibrate their positions to combat Reddit users. What? You can't fucking halt. Like, what? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Stop counting.
Stop
counting.
Stop counting is that situation.
bullshit.
And guys, what's crazy about this is it's bringing both sides of the aisle. You know how fucking Republicans and Democrats and far right, Republicans and far left Democrats hate each other. They literally, if
what do you believe in? I hate that thing.
If they want to help somebody, then they'll turn it into the worst thing possible, right? But even they agree. We're talking AOC, right? Progressive, and we're talking Ted Cruz. She tweeted out. Let me see if I've got the tweet here.
I have it here if you want.
Go ahead.
This is unacceptable. We need to know more about Robinhood's decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock while hedge funds are freely able to trade the stock as they see fit. As a member of the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services, I support a hearing if necessary. And then also, it's not just limited to Robinhood. It's all the other trading apps that have decided to do that. Now, what's interesting about this and why Robinhood keeps getting brought up is 56% of all Robinhood users own Gamestop stock.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
you get that free one, I think, too.
Right. So she basically, this is unacceptable. This is like market manipulation. And then Ted Cruz jumps in, right? Who they've been fighting on Twitter this whole fucking time. He goes, fully agree. This
Man, I
right
don't believe
here.
that guy, though.
This right
He's
here.
just trying to get Seth Rogen to leave him alone for an afternoon because that Twitter fight is hilarious.
Seth Rogen, yeah, but no. And then AOC was like, look, I'm more than willing to work with Republicans on this issue, but not you. You tried to have me killed 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This not you, right? But it just goes to show you, and people, and so like, when you're getting people like AOC and even Ben Shapiro to agree with each other, shit is fucking crazy right now. So Ben Shapiro says, note, Robinhood absolutely should not be stopping the trading of GameStop. Market mechanisms include the reality that some people will attempt to gain the market mechanisms, and some will pay the price. And restricting who can buy and who can sell is using a hammer on free markets.
Yeah.
And that hammer is coming from corporate commanding because they're losing billions
Make
of dollars.
stupid bets, win stupid prizes. And this stupid prize is a $2 billion loss. Now, people thinking that Melvin's going to go out of business, no, they're going to get bailed out because this is what happens. And you're going to hear about this over the next...
There's a class action lawsuit started right now against Robinhood for doing this.
Oh, yeah. I imagine there's already a bunch of them started.
There's other ones doing it, too.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably going because this is something that, they're going to be investigated. They have to be investigated, right? You cannot say that we have to give the financial establishment time to manipulate the market and keep the average American and average investor who wants to participate in this free market and then call it a goddamn free market.
Yeah.
If you want to say it's not a free market anymore, at least don't lie to me, right? But
Well, so the thing that pisses me off about it is that that a lot of these apps are entwined and have investments and are tied to the companies themselves, because it's like, well, why are they fucking doing this? Well, Robinhood executes their transactions through Citadel, okay, apparently. And Citadel backed Melvin Capital, the one you're talking about, for $2.75 billion.
Oh, that's a really interesting number. That's really close to the amount that Melvin just lost.
Which evaporated just now almost instantly. This is literal market manipulation. This is literal market manipulation by a company that directly works with a party of interest. So you can guarantee your ass, Robinhood, that there's a fucking class action lawsuit on that. Not only that, but other trading apps like Trading 212 prevents people now from buying shares. And I love the quotes. Warning, in the interest of mitigating risk for our clients, we have temporarily placed GameStop and AMC Entertainment in a reduce-only mode. So the only thing, you can't help that thing go up, because the more it goes up, the more you're fucking losing them money, right? You can only reduce-only mode as highly unusual volumes have led to an unprecedented market environment.
That is true, though, because on GameStop stock should be $10.
Yes.
But,
new positions cannot be opened and existing ones can be reduced or closed. And I'm not sure that they're showing concern for their customers. I think that they've been lobbied by the huge hedge funds to prevent the ordinary people from, I don't know, getting a bit of fucking money.
Yeah.
Right. And this guy says they always go against the poor individuals and let the billionaires save their asses. No one saves us when we go bankrupt, but we save them when they go bankrupt.
Bailouts.
So that's what you got to let sink in.
Look, Robinhood is keeping to its corporate policy, right? You rob the rich and give to the poor. And right now, the hedge funds managers are poor, and so this just makes perfect sense, right?
In light of recent volatile, though, they said
Oh,
volatile.
I know.
Well, I just tweeted another one, guys, and this goes a step further. This happened literally 10 minutes ago, and why I created why I wanted to do the breaking news right now. So let me go to the tweet. Right, it says, I said, no fucking way. This is insane. This has to be illegal, right? So Robinhood, right, won't let you continue to buy the GameStop stock,
Yes.
which is what people
Only
are trying
so.
to do. Well, now it appears, and this is anecdotal. One particular person tweeted, apparently Robinhood app is selling people shares for their own good. So they're selling your own shares for you. So this
Like
right
forcing
here,
users to do that?
yeah. They've taken, this guy's taking screenshots, so I can't verify it. But anyway, it says market sell GameStop order place error. We're sorry, because he wants to cancel this order. We're sorry, this order cannot be canceled as we placed it to mitigate the risk to your account. So they placed the order on his behalf. We're sorry, this order can't be canceled as we placed it to mitigate the risk.
Is there a setting that forces them to do? I'm not familiar
I
with,
have no
with
fucking,
the app.
I don't know.
That's something you would go to jail for.
Yeah, so I have no idea what is
fucked
going to
up,
happen to at least Robinhood, but it's not just Robinhood. It's a lot of these free trade apps that allow your average
all of
Joe
them.
person.
Yeah, as far as I know, like you have to like sell your stock, so it doesn't do it automatically.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, some places let you have like the tolerances that if something drops to a certain point, it'll automatically liquidate. You can set tolerances.
I want an explanation for that particular picture. You see that, Joe? Because that just looks just like that, and it says market. So maybe the guy placed his own. He placed.
He might.
There's so much crazy stuff going around.
He placed. I think what it is he placed the order to sell, and then he's like, "Oh, I changed my mind. I want to cancel that sell because I want to ride this thing out." And then they say, "Well, we're sorry, the order can't be canceled as we placed it." And then they use that. They should have said you placed it to mitigate the risk to your account.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Discord and them labeling the Wall Street Bets Discord a hateful. It banned the server for hateful and discriminatory content. So this is just another opportunity for them to shut them down. They wanted to shut them down on Reddit, and
they're calling people like us white supremacists, and it's another tactic like that. Now, granted that subreddit and in the 4chan they do use offensive words like naughty words, but it's ironically, it's like, yeah, my fellow autists, let's continue, because people are already making fun of them, so they embrace it, right? But then some fucking normie from the outside sees that and is like, oh, all these people are racist and they hate people with autism. It's like, no, that's not.
Well, and it's also really easy just to, you demonize the people that are against you. And so that's something that's being done right now. If you turn on any sort of financial news right now, they talk about them in the worst way possible. It's like, hey, we saw a bunch of white supremacists in there. It's like, yeah, there was one and he got kicked out immediately. No. I saw one in there. They're all white supremacists because I saw one of them. And they're doing everything they can to make these people...
Silence.
To get
be
sympathy.
Bad guys. Yeah, they want to get
sympathy
bad
for the billionaires to shit on these people and to change the rules.
Yes.
The best comment I've seen so far was something along the lines of like, watch how quickly Congress will pass legislation to make sure this never happens again. And now watch how quickly Congress passes legislation to help the American people. Right. Well, we've already seen how long it takes them to help the American people. I guarantee you that they're going to change the rules after this,
for sure.
and they're not going to allow the naked short selling. I think is already illegal, but they're going to do something with this to so that this never happens again. Because rich ass mofo's just lost multiple billions of dollars off of this. So one of our news stories blew up so much.
They're just gonna get a bailout. So
That is another unfortunate truth.
yeah.
Nobody's gonna fucking bail out hedge fund companies. No, that's not happening.
Didn't that happen in 2008?
No,
Didn't it happen all that?
Those are financial institutions and shit like that. Fucking the hedge funds. I don't think that we'll go that far. I don't think any politician can be like, we need to bail these hedge fund Wall Street people out. It's
These
not.
terrorists
I mean, they tried. They did
manipulated.
it before, but it was with banks, and then they did it before with like they made the
You don't think they'll
argument.
do it again?
No, this it's different. It's different because they're playing they're playing a high risk game. They did this to themselves,
Yes.
and they're mad that people
They did the same
noticed
thing with
it.
mortgages, though.
Yes, but then politicians can say and all these other things. Well, that's people's homes, and
This is
people
people's
need homes,
retirement
they're
accounts.
doing it, and you-
Yeah, that's what they're gonna say.
That's not happening.
It's
They're not gonna
messing
fucking
with
bail
other
that.
clients.
Not happening.
So
I imagine if there will at least be one or two people that even if it doesn't get passed, will go up there and say, look, they're going to bring up grandma because they always bring up grandma. They'll bring up your parents because that's what they like to do. It's like,
Well-
look, think about your parents' retirement. They worked their entire lives, 40 years. They put all of their money in this fund, and this fund shorted GameStop, and then they lost everything because these white supremacists and Wall Street
That's what
bets
they're trying to
lost
build.
everything. And there's going to be a politician that gets up there and say that, and we need to get that person out of fucking office
that's
immediately.
the stock, baby.
Because you know exactly who he's working for,
You
and
don't
he
mess with the
framed. They're
stock.
going to look for the best way to frame it.
fault.
Look, those companies that decided to play this risky and to short at 140%, which is fucking insane. Then and
It's the
and
only
then
reason it got
people-
attention is
right.
the greed was, it wasn't just normal greedy. This was perverse greedy. And then they got called up on the internet. Again, YouTube's financial celebrities, TikTok financial celebrities went out and said, like, this is ridiculous. These people
Yeah,
are...
wasn't it started with some crazy guys like, hey, I just bought like 50,000 shares and this is a short squeeze, and everyone called him crazy. It's like, hey, let's just do this.
Yeah.
And then bam,
Yeah.
and he screenshot. He's got like $22 million
Now,
now.
alternatively, one thing that I want to make sure that is really important that people know is for every person that's on there saying I made millions and millions and millions of dollars,
There's
there's
also-
a tons
yeah.
of people who are losing small amounts of money and even medium-sized amounts of money, depending on when you buy.
Yeah. For
Please be careful. Do not invest money that you do not own.
Yes.
There's so many posts on Reddit right now where people are trying to jump in on this thing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have anyone to explain to them what they should be doing, and they jumped in at the wrong time. And then there was like a 30% dip at the end of the day, typically after market hours close, like there is. And they, instead of buying your parents a house, they lost their house. And so
Yeah, this
be
is
very,
not-
very
I
careful.
think- I
Not a
think-
retirement fund.
No, this is not where you get your financial advice if you want to try to buy GME right now. I think mostly the time has passed for it, but I mean, it's your money. You do whatever the fuck you want, but you can't even buy it right now. That's what's the breaking news. Well, you can through certain other apps, so they're trying their best to shut it all down so that they stop losing money. Here's one way to put it. It's a it should have been, let's see, the missing piece for the CNBC host is that the warning sign should now be it should have been when GME started being shorted over 100%. So what he's saying is when it went to 140, that's when it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's too late for a warning sign now. There should have, there wouldn't have ever been need for a warning sign if that warning sign existed back then. Now there's the go signal for retail investors, us basically, because we see value in a company that has been overly shorted. So basically, someone is going to buy. Let's say someone's going to buy at $1,000, and then that's potentially going to sell at $700. By all this shit is going to go. Now you're going to lose 30% of your investment, right? And then he's saying, look, I'm okay with that because the hedge fund that shorted it for 20 need to buy back that stock at $700. And so that means they lose 1,400% of their investment. So he's like, I'm fine losing 30% of my, hundreds of dollars.
take it away.
For them to lose 1,400%, which equals billions of dollars. And he's like, that's what's beautiful. In 2008, we had regular people buy an inflated asset and then watch the bubble and their savings burst before their eyes. Now in 2021, we're seeing a hedge fund managers short a deflated asset and then watch the market overinflate it before their eyes. The sad thing, though, is you or me losing 30% ultimately still probably hurts more than them losing 1,400%.
Yeah.
But he thinks it's a way to redistribute the wealth. So even though he knows he's probably going to lose a little bit of money, he doesn't care. He's on for the ride.
It's like seeing someone give you incredible odds on a bet. Even if you don't believe the bet's going to happen, it's just like, look, you gave me such good odds. Why would I not put $1 down to potentially win 1,000
Yeah.
and have you lose that much money? And that's the dangerous thing. And the people are talking about pop investing is the term that they were throwing around today. It's like you can't reason with these people because they don't care. They're like, how do we reason with these people? It's like, dude, the guy that put $50 down when it was $4 doesn't care if he loses $50 because he thinks it's funny. And we all think it's funny because you were betting against all these other things.
Yeah.
And you brought up 2008. If you don't remember, we had $700 billion bailout program in 2008 after the subprime mortgage crisis, when all of these banks were kind of giving out these loans that they shouldn't have, and I really hope it doesn't happen again.
And well, those were banks, and they can make an easier argument for we need to save the banks rather than we need to save the hedge funds managers and their billion-dollar yachts and their million-dollar yachts. Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Okay.
But anyway,
well,
it
it wasn't
to
just
wrap it
banks
up-
because it was Lehman Brothers, Lehman and the American International Groups. It was other financial groups. It wasn't just banks.
I know, but I still think it's slightly different. But who knows? You might be right. A lot of people are saying, watch how fast they make regulation so that this never happens again and stuff. But really, what it's going to do is it's going to make those hedge fund managers be like, well, fuck, we'll never ever do 140% on the short.
Oh, for sure.
Because there are things out there like Reddit and like, I don't know, the internet, so that they know that if you're shorting something so much so that you're going over what is actually the amount, and you're going to have to be,
That was just a taste of the
I'm
internet.
trying to find a way to, explain it. Somebody had a good explanation about musical chairs, right? And then the music starts, everybody walks around, and when you short it 140%, what you're doing is you're saying there's more chairs there than there actually are. You're betting that there will be more chairs there, but nobody ever puts more chairs. So then once the music stops, so as the music's going, all of us, like Joe and me and you, are buying it, and we're walking around, and then when the music stops, we sit in the chairs. Well, because they shorted the stocks, they are legally obligated to then buy those chairs back from us at a huge loss, so that they can then sit in the chairs because they're supposed to sit in the chairs. But because there's not enough chairs, they have to spend so much more. It's fucking.
Well,
insane.
it makes the first group that goes and purchases the chairs back in this example makes the price go up, and then the second group has to buy it at an even higher price, and that's what the short squeeze is. It's because people buying back the stocks actually cause the stocks to go up higher, and so we had groups like Citron at the very beginning saying, "Oh no, there's no big deal." And so as these people go, "Oh shit, the internet's right. I can't fight the internet." There's going to be people holding out.
And the people are on the internet. They're trying to
now.
hold. They're saying hold, because the longer that because now it's a tug of war.
Yeah.
It's a money tug of war between people that have the hedge funds that have billions of dollars, and they're waiting for the bubble. Had billions of dollars, but they still have money, and they're waiting for the bubble to burst. And then these people who are just like, no, to the moon. I want to see this thing hit 1,000, 1,000, 5,000. Let's go. That's probably not going to happen 5,000, but
But I mean, it's because it's hot potato. It's like who gets left with it, right? Are they
But
gonna?
what I don't understand, Alex, and you might know this, is when does it stop? When does the music stop?
Oh, when do they have to
Like when do they have to then buy?
It depends on what the
back?
agreement was when they did the short.
And then we're not allowed to know that or whatever. Or I don't know how that process works. Where it's like, okay, this tug of war is going on. When does the tug of war end?
Typically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to break the current investors right now, because they're saying, look, this isn't going to go up to 500. Sell now. Get your money. You did it.
Right. They made it. They made it to where you couldn't even buy more.
Yeah. And then then it goes down, and then they're like, okay, now instead of losing $4 billion, we'll lose $1 billion.
Right.
And so they're going to be playing back and forth.
Okay. And so that's basically wrapping this up. It's not just about this, the Wall Street and then these big corporations, but it's about, it's depressing,
You can't even talk about it on Discord anymore. They banned the server. They're trying to get the subreddit banned. They're trying to do all these things.
As soon as something like this
happens,
happens,
they try to push us back down.
Exactly.
No, you can't do that.
And change the rules. It's like you've been doing that for years, and it just really shows you the state that honestly, you can't just let there has to be protections, for the little guy, because when somebody has so much power and so much money, they can set the rules, they can do this and benefit from it, but then as soon as we notice they're doing something and then we try to do it, they shut it all down. So it's just power distribution.
Their bailouts for us. It's not very good.
I'm happy. I know it's not primarily gamers that did it, but gamers probably jumped in at some point because it's all on my Twitter feed. It's all about
it's a big
developers and everybody are talking about it. You know, it just so happened to be with Gamestops stock that we have been talking shit about this whole time. So at some point, we must have emboldened those dumbass billionaires to be like, look, even gamers don't support GameStop. That shit is gonna drop even more. Let's make some money. And
GameStop, like themselves, should have been like, we're just closing up the doors. We made so much money on this whole craziness, like, because they their executives are like, man, we got a lot of this stock that was worth $6, and now it's worth $300. Sold. Like, we're just gonna cash out.
They're fun. They might.
GameStop doesn't make any money.
So good for GameStop, man. Did you see what Reggie does? I didn't know how he would do it, Joe. You said once Reggie comes in,
don't bet against Reggie.
Never bet against Reggie. All right, guys. Is there anything else, Alex, to sort of cap this off? Anything happening right now? What's the price at? I guess this tug of war will continue, and obviously we'll report on it.
It's 236 right now, so it's. I mean, it's going to be going up and down.
I think I read somewhere that so as long as it stays over 200, you're like really fucking the hedge fund managers, and enough people will have made enough money that overall, because people bought in before it got to that, but people will lose money because some people bought in.
There's a lot of people buying
after that. Yeah. Like they bought at 300 and now it's going to go 200. So yes, at this point, some little guys might lose money.
A lot of little guys have already lost a lot of money.
Yeah. But a lot of little guys, if you bought it in 2020, early 2020.
Oh, no, I mean recent. I mean, I'm talking about recent people. Right. Like, if you bought it yesterday at, like, 350 and then it crashed down to under 200 last night, you were probably worried. But now it's bouncing back. It's just going to be volatile. It's going to be bouncing back and forth. So
okay. So we'll keep an eye on this, guys, for you. GameStop stock and the AMC stock and all this other stock, it's basically
BlackBerry
revolution, and they're going to come in and shut it all down.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.